Hello everyone, my name is Carly Moore, and I did my internship in the counseling office at the Madison Junior High in Rexburg, Idaho. So first I'm going to start off with a little explanation of how I found my internship. It all began by magic of exploration. I knew that doing some sort of counseling internship would be helpful, so I started finding names and sending emails. I started with the Madison High School to see if any of them do any sort of internships for the counseling center, and upon getting in contact with one of the counselors there, she let me know that they don't do anything with that, but they do at the junior high. So she transferred me to Sarah Colson. She is one of the counselors at the junior high, and with one click of the send button, I was on my way to finding a great internship experience. For my responsibilities over the course of the internship, my main goal was to go through a list of about 400 eighth graders and talk with them one on one to get them thinking about their 4 year plans for high school. So basically, what I did was I called in a student one at a time and we went through each year of high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and we wrote down their wish list of classes they would like for their elective courses. So I became very familiar with the curriculum for what courses they needed to take, which ones they had to take in a certain sequence, and which ones were already required. So that was what I did. Every single day I would create high school 4 year plans. I'd get a talk with the students and correspond with the counselors. It was a very good atmosphere, very fun, really nice to get to know the kids. And with that, I had to file student forms, and there was a lot of different days where it was kind of unpredictable what we would be doing. So some of the fun things I got to do just outside of the 4 year plans was I got to create certain posters for student events such as chess tournaments, and then for other activities they would have ping pong competitions or liar's dice competitions, so I got to help with those. Another part of the internship was creating college admission folders. So if there was a student who wanted to know the particular freshman admission requirements for a specific college, that would be one of my jobs. I would look them up on the website or email whoever I needed to make sure that we had those so then students could refer to them when they would register for classes. And other things included organizing teacher folders for the beginning of the year. Each teacher would get a binder full of all of these important forms, policies, basic information about the school year, and so then they could refer to that over the course of the entire year. So I helped put all of those together, printed all the papers, collated all of them, and put them in alphabetical order, that sort of thing. Another thing that I've been doing recently, I've been labeling handouts for students. So each student would get a flyer with the resource officer information and then both of the counselors' information. So we would make sure as the interns that every label was put in the correct place, and there was about 1,200 of these handouts that we created for the students. So that took a lot of time, but it was still really great because you get to keep great company while you do it. And then the last thing that I've been working on is credit course evaluations for the ninth graders. So basically with that, what I would do is go in to each child's profile and mark down which courses they were taking their first trimester of their freshman year and put their grade for that. So the point of these was to make sure that they were meeting their requirements, elective requirements, and their required classes to meet graduation. Because the interns, we weren't qualified necessarily to work one on one with students with their particular problems or issues or conflicts, it may not really seem like there was a lot of benefits of my time. However, that is completely untrue. The way that this benefited me and I was able to benefit the place I worked at was I was able to finish tasks that the counselors couldn't. Because they were so busy working with all the other students, it was important for us to be there so we could do the behind the scenes sort of tasks. Another thing is that we helped fulfill state requirements while allowing the counselors to do their job. So it's required by the state that every 8th grader do a 4-year plan. So we were helping them fulfill those requirements before the end of the year was up. And another thing that I felt was a benefit to the junior high in the counseling office was that I was basically acting as a secretary for those who needed basic questions answered. So if the counselors were busy, I helped save some time by answering some of the questions of the students or of the teachers or even some of the parents when they came in to talk to the counselors. And then, probably the most important one is I basically created a positive relationship with the counselors and in turn helped create a positive atmosphere for the students. There are definitely many ways that I benefited from this internship experience, but just to name a few, I learned what is most important in a work environment, the things that you need to place the most priority on, the way to act, the way to behave, especially with students that are younger than you. There's a certain level of respect that they need to have as well, but that you need to have for them as the students. And then creating work environment relationships that were positive and uplifting. It's very important, really, in any work environment, but especially in the sense of a school counseling office. It's important for the students to know that it's a safe place where they can come if they're having issues or they're struggling. Another thing that I benefited from with this internship is that I learned the ups and downs of counseling. Even though I wasn't able to take part in the counseling portion of it with specific students, I was able to get a glimpse into the type of atmosphere the counselors go through. And it really made me weigh the pros and cons of wanting to continue on and become a school counselor. And then, most importantly, I found out my strengths and my weaknesses in a work environment, the things that I feel I need to improve on, or the things that I felt I could contribute with what they had me do. So those were just some of the benefits that I found. One extremely powerful connection I've had with interning with the school counseling office and the coursework that I've had over the last few years is that being a school counselor is a form of child and family advocacy. I had I had thought I had that thought as I worked with each student and as I observed the counselor's interactions with the students as well. Their job is to provide one-on-one guidance with students who may be struggling, and by being there for them during difficult transition periods or circumstances, they in turn are advocating for the child's well-being. I never thought of counseling as a form of advocacy until I reflected back on the things I learned in my child and family advocacy class. As the school system represents a part of the microsystem, it is important to understand the influence we can have as counselors in this setting. As we are more informed about policy and laws involved in our school systems, we affect a child's education that inherently influences how we interact and help them as counselors. It was a really neat connection that I didn't really expect to have. My advice to you in this particular question, would I recommend this internship? Basically, it's keep calm and just do it. If you really enjoy working with kids at this age and even working with counseling, if you're interested in school counseling, this would really be a great opportunity. You learn so many things, even if you're not really thinking you want to go into this type of field. It's just such a good atmosphere. I definitely would recommend this if anyone feels like they would really enjoy this. It's not going to be the same thing every day simply because you're meeting with different students. Each of them need different things, they want different things, and there's different questions. So if any of it seems rather monotonous to you, it may be if you sort of go in with that attitude thinking it's going to be monotonous. But if you go with a positive attitude, each day brings something new, and you learn so many great things about yourself, how the school system works, and just the importance of this stage of development in each of the children's lives. If you are interested in doing that, you can contact Sarah Colson, who was my supervisor at the junior high, and her email I've provided in the slide. It's colsons at Madison School District, so msd321.com, or you can find their phone number on their website. If you just type in Madison School District, it'll bring up all the list of the schools in Madison County, and then you can find the junior high's information, and then they can transfer you to Sarah Colson. They usually go in the same sequence of the semesters, so they're definitely willing to work with you as far as your school schedule, and they really do appreciate interns. Thank you so much for listening to my PowerPoint presentation. If any of you have any other questions or you feel like I didn't clarify something well enough, you can also contact me about the internship. I'll provide my name and my email on this slide just in case you have any further questions. Thank you so much.